Welcome to WagerTalk TV. I'm Kelly Stewart at Kelly in Vegas, joined by Yanni the Greek at Greek_Gambler and Mr. Teddy Covers at Teddy_Covers. And we have a question from Twitter. At Scott Apex Pro asks, hey guys, when handicapping a regular season NFL game, how much value should I put into the quality/winning record of the coaches compared to one another?
That's a good question. The answer is not much. I mean, there are so many factors to consider in an NFL game or in any sporting event. There really are. So when you're talking about this particular factor, coach versus coach, I'm interested in a coach's record in that point spread role. I'm interested in a coach's record in similar spots. To me, that's much more important than an aggregate record or a point spread record that's long-term for any given coach. And, of course, it's always easy to say after the fact, oh, I should have been on Belichick, I should have been on Belichick, I should have been on Belichick, or whoever the coach is that's the name coach. But at some point, Belichick became Belichick, and oftentimes you can make money riding a good coach early in their careers, necessarily before the markets catch on.
Like a Matt Nagy. Last year against the spread, 12-5 against the spread. You know, we're looking at it going into this year. Are we going to see that same success? As a lot of those factors go into it. VR, your comment on this question?
For me, it's simple. I mean, granted, there's so many factors to consider, but the question was, what's the value? And at the end of the day, what is the coach worth? It's so almost impossible to quantify what he's worth to the point spread. Meaning, if the coach had a sore throat that day or had the flu that week, how am I going to adjust my point spread? Am I going to shade it a little bit? I don't even know how to answer that question, let alone how much is a coach. I'm just being honest.
Well, yeah,
how much is a coach worth? But obviously, you want to look. You hope to have the sharper coach, the coach you're more confident is going to make the right calls. But as far as point spread results, that's the betting market.
The betting market gets to dictate that?
Yeah, because it's going to evolve. It continues to evolve, and it's going to change. And if a coach is 15-1 ATS, he's not going to go 16-1, 17-1 ATS. The market's going to catch up. Like that's what makes the NFL market so efficient. That those things don't happen, those inefficiencies. I mean, look back.
Not for extended periods.
Exactly.
Yeah, they'll happen short term.
For short term. But if you look back at 5,000 games, it's going to be 2,500 favorites, 2,500 dogs. Over 40 games, yeah, you could get 35 favorites, 5 dogs. That may happen. What statistical significance does it have? 0.
But if you take Vance Joseph, might have been the worst coach in the NFL last year, and you put him against Belichick, who's the best coach in the NFL, and maybe that's worth something.
Exactly.
Maybe it's worth a point or a point and a half, but that's probably already factored into the line.
Right.
Exactly. Right. So in terms of where you're going to find value.
That's why it's a great question, because you always talk about, you hear about what's this coach or that coach or this coach or that coach, or which coaches are good to bet on.
Or even
Other
better,
than Belichick,
interim head coaches, right? Where we see a coach get fired in the middle of the season. Well, what's the drop off? Or is this coach that's coming
that's
in so much better?
And he may be more motivated to keep that job at the end of the year, get signed. So for there, I think you may be able to find a little advantage or squeeze something out.
And the coaches get the headlines. Don't think for a minute the coaches are designing the game plans. Coordinators are the bread and butter guys in the offense and the defense. And if you're going to pay attention to coordinators, I think you might find more value than you would specifically with the head coach.
All right, awesome stuff. Don't forget that any 5% best bet is backed by our 150% Wager Bucks guarantee, where you get 150% back in the purchase price in credit.